Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some 3v3 ranked arenas that I did earlier today, and I was actually pretty surprised at how well Unholy is doing right now. And pretty much, as I've said in my other videos, Unholy is one of those classes that is pretty much a support class right now, or spec. And but when you team up with a really bursty class, like say like a warrior or a demon hunter or a survival hunter, or pretty much any class that does like a lot of burst damage. Unholy Death Knights really do shine in their support role because we have a lot of tools to keep the enemy team like slowed, and pretty much we always are doing damage. And also with like our healing absorb, like necrotic strike and crit fever, eventually Unholy pretty much starts to wear down the enemy team. And today you're going to see a little bit of that. You're also going to be seeing a lot of me pretty much just switching targets a lot, making sure that I have my festering wounds up and my, virulent plague up. Basically everything that I've been teaching you guys in my previous videos, you're going to pretty much see in action because you can only do so many of these PvP guides of how to do this and how to do that. I think I'd rather just show you the matches and pretty much let you guys, see for yourself exactly how to play Unholy in threes. And yeah, I was actually pretty surprised that even at really low CR guys, like we're basically just playing at like 1800, but a lot of these matches are actually really hard. I don't know what it is, but we're facing some really, really hard teams. Alright guys, now one last thing before we get to the 3v3 matches is I do see, some people asking about necrotic strike, when should I be using it? And it's a really good question. Basically, this ability is something that you don't want to be, spamming it. It's something that you kind of want to weave into your rotation. And the reason you don't want to be spamming it is because, well, it doesn't do a lot of damage by itself. All it does is just absorb healing. So pretty much the way I use it is if my partner, say like Fury Warrior Demon Hunter, is going to be popping his one shot on our kill target, then basically I know that I'm going to be spamming the necrotic strike on that target to stop as much healing as possible, so that it basically helps us score a kill. So basically, guys, if you're not bursting down your kill target, then you don't want to be spamming this ability. You basically just want to weave it into your rotation, and what I mean by weave it is basically just casually use it. Apply your festering wounds, and then apply a necrotic strike here and there, followed by some client shadows. But you don't want to be just mindlessly spamming necrotic strike on your kill target, because you're not going to be doing a lot of damage, and the heal and absorb isn't going to do anything because you're not using, you or your partner are not using your one-shot macros. So you're really not going to kill anything, and you're really not going to get anywhere. Alright guys, so this first ranked 3v3 match is against a Demon Hunter, a Boomy, and a Mistweaver. And pretty much I just tell this warrior just to, let's go ahead and train, the Boomkin, because, we're assuming we're just going to one-shot this guy. But as you'll see, this is actually, it ends up being a pretty long match. Pretty much as with all my other videos, I'm going to try to get my virulent plague up on everybody. I'm going to try to get my festering wounds on everybody. And you're going to pretty much see everything here in this match, everything that, I've been basically teaching you guys in the other guides. So right now, this Boomy finally pops out of stealth, and my Mistweaver, gets a really good paralysis on him before he can get cloned. So I immediately get on this Boomy, and then I start, my one-shot macro, get 4 stacks of, festering wounds on him. I pop my apocalypse on him and a gargoyle, and I'm always making sure that I have virulent plague on everybody, and that way I'm pretty much rotting everything. So here I see that this Boomy is popping his one-shot macro, and so is the Demon Hunter. So I make sure to drop down the anti-magic zones, to help me absorb some of this damage. But as you can see, you know, a Boomy and a Demon Hunter do a lot of damage, and I was actually surprised that they were actually tunneling me instead of my Fury Warrior, because Fury Warriors supposedly take more damage, but you know, if they want to go on me, that's perfectly fine. So pretty much here, all I'm doing is making sure to keep my festering wounds on everybody, because as you know, with our honor talent, Crit Fever, anytime anybody on the enemy team gets healed, they take damage. They take like 45 to 50k, you know, damage per heal or per tick. So it does a lot of damage. And right here, we're kind of in a weird spot because our plan has pretty much fallen to pieces. We didn't score a easy kill on this Boomy, and they didn't score an easy kill on me. So pretty much here we're just kind of improvising. So we're not in Skype or anything. We're not using any kind of voice communication. So you know, this team is doing a lot of. They're actually working us pretty good. They're rotting both the warrior and us down, but I don't panic because I know I still have my cooldowns like Icebound Fortitude, and I have my shield from my ghoul, so pretty good. And here I go ahead and pop it, and they immediately pop my ghoul shield. So now I don't have a ghoul. So now basically I just stick with my training. I just go through my rotation. You know, I'm telling myself, all right, you know, this is not going to be an easy match, which is kind of surprising, like I said earlier, because this is actually a low rating. This is just like 17, 1800. So all I'm doing is just keeping all my festering wounds up on everybody, and so I get on back into Spoomy, and eventually I just started kind of swap around, guys. Like one of the things about 3v3 matches that is really different from, you know, like twos, is that I think you can only YOLO so much. I think eventually, if you want to climb rating, you eventually have to like get into voice communication. But I'm not really tryharding in these matches, like in these 3v3 matches. I honestly thought that a lot of these matches were going to be pretty simple, but anyway, guys, getting back to the match. As you can see, I'm always making sure to keep Ruling Plague up and Festering Wounds up on everybody. And I know eventually Unholy. I have a lot of faith in our Unholy damage, and I know eventually we're, you know, gonna slowly rot these guys down. So this Boomy really wants to get off a full moon, and the warrior pretty much told me at the start that he was going to be helping interrupt that. But you know, this Demon Hunter and a Boomy, I was actually really surprised, man. They do so much damage, and I'm like 895 item level, and I have a lot. I have like 3.5 million health, and they're pretty much tearing through that pretty easily, which I was really shocked about that. But here we're still sticking on this Boomy, and it's gonna be a long match, guys. But you know, just pay attention. You know, at the very top, you can pretty much see my rotation. You know, I'm just pretty much weaving in necrotic strikes and clawing shadows. Pretty much making sure to at least try to kite some of the damage from this Demon Hunter. This Demon Hunter really, he would not get off me. He was pretty much on me the entire match. But yeah, eventually we wore these guys down, and we scored a kill on the Boomy. I don't know how that happened, but you know, we did it, and eventually we scored a kill on the Monk. And yeah, this was actually I was surprised at just how tough this match was. And of course, this Demon Hunter is going to be a tryhard and not leave. He kind of just wants to show off a little bit.